And welcome back to Spoiler Kings. Now, the moment I all been waiting for. Andor.
Yeah, where's Derpy? I know Derpy was super psyched about Andor. Derpy,
What do
come
you
back.
say?
Come back. I starred him.
That Andor is fucking awesome.
Hey, thank you, Mondo.
Okay. So.
Yeah. Although that's not a popular opinion, Derpy, because they are a shit ton of people saying this show sucks. You know, Den of Nerds is saying like, I'm done with Star Wars. He's like, I'm done covering Star Wars. And I'm like, really? You know,
yeah, who said that? Nerd
Den of Nerds.
Den of Nerds said, I'm no longer doing it anymore. I'm done.
Yeah, we're not gonna watch life parties.
Andy.
Blah, blah, blah.
Let's see, Andy.
You know what though? You know what though? I can say you can probably listen to us, and we're not going to ruin anything for you.
Yeah, we're not going to go over any plot lines, anything like specific at all.
Yeah, because well, there really isn't one yet. You know, and I know. So the one thing a lot of people are saying it's slow, blah blah blah. The first episode is by the third episode, I was hooked. My blood was kind of boiling because of the Empire bad guys. I was like, you fuck sons of bitches. I was getting so angry, you know. But yeah,
well, see, the story breakdown was so much like it's like the Empire, right? That runs everything, but it's like different corporations run different shells of the galaxy, and that was weird.
Like under the Empire.
Yeah, and it's like they don't like the Empire either, but they just want to make their money. They just doing what they're doing.
Yeah,
and it was just weird knowing that. And then the whole thing with Andor is like he really doesn't care about this whole rebellion. He don't care about any of that. Yeah. He's just trying to find a sister.
Yeah, but we already knew that though. I mean, like that was something that was told in Rogue One, where he was telling what's her name? I can't remember her name. The main character. That like, oh, I was like you, I didn't care either, you know, until I got sucked into it. So, you know, I mean, legit, like these first 3 episodes, I know we said it before we went live. This is for me, I saw these as the prelude to the show.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? This is how the show is going to start, and then next week is the actual start of the show. That's how I kind of am looking at it now.
I'm looking at it just like Wanda started. I know it's totally different thing, dude, but just how I wanted. These episodes just are setting you up, and now we're gonna get the show. And this is what this is. This all 3 of these episodes were just setting up, giving you the world, give you context for what's going on in the universe, and how the Empire or the Republic or how it works in where there is now, and how it's changing, and who are the main characters. That's it. And basically, and give you who Luthen Rael is. And that's basically it.
Yeah. There's really not much story in this one yet. It kind of is. It's all about Andor, Cassian, how he got from A to B to C, and where he's gonna go next. You know what I mean? And then that's like kind of where it ends. Is like how the story is going to start now, or the start of the story, rather than how. Like the beginning part, it legit is a prelude to it all, which I didn't hate. The first episode, a lot of people I think watched it and said it was slow. I get it why it was a little slow, but luckily it was only about 30 minutes.
Nothing happening. I don't know if it was slow. It's just nothing important happened.
It was the one thing that was important. Him and the guards.
Yeah.
I don't want to ruin what happens, but it was him. And, that was the thing that kind of sets up the whole 3 episodes, and it kind of. Is kind of like a butterfly effect. Like this happened, now this, and now, you're in a freaking, cave when you just like tripped over a rock, So
no, I totally agree. Actually, I was saying those first 3 episodes are really about Cassian being not the best guy. Like, he's not a terrible guy. But he's taking advantage of people. He's a quick talker. That's what gets him into, even in front of Luthen. Luthen was like, hey, yeah, this guy, he can do what I need him to do. He's the guy I want. And I feel like it just kind of showed what he was about, and then, what his special skills are. Mm-hmm. And that, you take sometimes you take a guy who is morally ambiguous and make him into a hero.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know this is kind of weird, but like Aladdin, you know, he's stealing from people, doing all this stuff, but it's morally ambiguous. But he becomes a hero because he has something in him, and I think that's what we're going to see with this.
Yeah, I mean, very very much like Aladdin. I didn't even think about that. You know, it's like because it, you know, same with like, who is that? The bow and arrow guy, Robin Hood. You know, it's like, yeah, he's doing bad shit, but it's to survive. You know, same thing with Aladdin. Like, oh, he's doing bad shit. What do you do? Oh, he stole bread so he could eat. I was like, oh, sorry, fuck, shit. You know, and it's kind of like how this one was. Like, oh, he stole this and did that. You know, yeah, you know, things happen. You know, but you know, I think he's not a bad guy. He's not a good guy. He was just a guy surviving. You know,
or he's a gray guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you
know, that's what we are. We're in an era where you know he's not necessarily. In the first Star Wars, always, you know, all the good people are like the light. They are 100% right. This is what they are. You know, Luke, Leia, they are 100% great. You know, these are the light. And now, I mean, what you're seeing is a lot of stuff came about from people that are morally gray. You know, that they were going through something and something just kind of occurs. You know, the only person that really was focused on getting the rebellion started is Luthen. Everyone else is just kind of like trying to live their lives in this terrible era. But it just got people oppressing you everywhere. So you got the corporations oppressing you, and you have the empire oppressing them and you, and it's just different.
Yeah,
you know, this is what it's the mid realm, right? Is that what they said? The mid realm, because it's not the outer rim. All this stuff is happening in the mid realm, right?
I think so. I forgot. It was something like that.
Because I the way I was thinking is, so the outer rim, there's no one out there really governing or policing. There's no one.
They're doing their own shit.
Yeah. So, but you know, you in the mid, people are doing a little stuff, but it's still too big. It's an entire galaxy. So how can you police this stuff? And that's how a lot of this stuff is getting started, because they can hide out in plain sight.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I liked it, man. Like, I was hyped when I saw the trailers, and then when it came out on, was this Wednesday, a couple days ago?
Yep.
A lot of people hating it on Twitter. You know, like the Den of Nerds thing. I was like, really? Wow. You know, like, you know. I mean, granted, he got a lot of hate too for.
Yeah, but if you listen to him, you kind of saw what's coming, because he's been hating on Star Wars no matter what for like the last couple of years. He's just been, everything they've been putting out, he's just been like, it's terrible. It's terrible. It's like, no, it's not really terrible. It's just not the way you see Star Wars. And I think that's what what he's even saying. Like, you know, this is just, I see Star Wars as being this stuff is this, and I'm going to hate on it no matter what. So it's probably better for me not to cover it.
Yeah. Which, I mean, that's fine, you know, but I like the different style, the different pace, you know, like now that we're getting a bigger world of Star Wars, you know, where it's the actual universe, because let's not forget, Star Wars all took place on fucking Tatooine. It was so annoying. For 9 fucking movies, it's all about a desert planet, you know, like everything slowly revolves, and it was like, oh my god, like, oh, in a galaxy far, far away, we're gonna focus on these 2 planets, you know. It's like, shit, really? You know, it's like, you know, and you know, I get why you know, George did it back in the day, because obviously budget, blah blah, this and that, you know, but the lore expanded and stuff like that, and there's like a bunch of other stuff, and I feel like there is a lot nice. There's a lot of other stories that could be told with it.
This is what we wanted. Isn't this what we wanted? We asked for different stories. Get away from just the Skywalker line, because basically all Star Wars has been focusing on is set Tatooine and one family and their own problems. That's what we've done.
So now one dude who's been
they're trying to expand this universe to be not focused on this one family, and tell you there's a lot of other people out here. It's an entire galaxy. You know? So there's a lot of other people, and this is how things started. We all know about the rebellion. This is how it starts. You know, how good was Rogue One? Well, how did we get to Rogue One? That's what this whole story is. How did we get to Rogue One? So how about we just enjoy the journey and let's go for it?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm in, man. I like it. I like it so far. It's very gritty. It's very, very, very different. The pace in the beginning was a little off. I think, excuse me, the pacing picked up and got to where it needed to go by the end, where I'm like, I'm set, I'm good. Let's go. But yeah, it is very, very different from everything else. We didn't get any Force stuff. And people say like, oh, that's how Mando is. The first episode, we got a baby Yoda. How is that any different? You know what I mean? Granted, I loved it, but also, it falls into the realm of the Force and Jedi and stuff like that. This is going to focus, I think, more on the war itself. I think if they throw in some Force users, I'm all cool with that too.
Because I think, do you see any of these people, Ahsoka? Do you see any of these other people? Do you see Leia? Because she's part of this rebellion. Do you see a young Leia before she becomes, the senator?
Yeah. Well, because this is, I mean, she's not even that young. This is BBY 5. So BBY in Star Wars is before Battle of Yavin, which is basically Star Wars: A New Hope. That's when they blew up the first.
Yes, this is 5 years before, so she's about 13. So she's about 13 years old.
13, 13, so 14, maybe whatever. If they already gave us a time frame, so it's 5 years.
She's 17, 18 years old in New Hope. So she's in part of the rebellion. So
yeah,
she is somewhere out there. Do we see a 13-year-old Leia?
Maybe not. Yeah, maybe. Maybe her dad. I think her dad, or Organa is definitely going to be, I think, in it. At some point, maybe not in the beginning, maybe at the end of this season, possibly next season.
Next season, yeah.
Because I think next season is what's going to. I think, from what I believe, it would make sense if the end of next season, there's going to be a season 2, and I think that's it. I think
because season 2 is going to go right to Rogue One, and then Rogue One is right before New Hope. So, like, literally, it only could be 2 seasons.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just 5 years before A New Hope, and really 5 years before freaking Rogue One, because Rogue One took place in like a week, maybe.
Yeah, and it's like 2 weeks before start of New Hope. Is literally like right then.
It leads right into like the chasing scene, at the beginning of the New Hope. Yep. Is the Rogue One. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm down, man. It's 5 years of them building this rebellion, what I mean, and getting people into it. I think Organa, we already saw Organa kind of pushing it in Kenobi, which we have an even younger Leia. So that had to have been way before, or not way before. I would say another like.
So it should be 5 years, right? Close to 5, because she was 10 in Obi-Wan.
Probably.
She's gonna be about 13, 14 now. So about 3 or 4 years, and then 3 or 4 years later, she's the Leia that we saw in New Hope. So this is just like, it's almost following her timeline. Yeah.
So I don't know if we do see her. I wouldn't mind. That would be kind of cool. Seeing like a mid-teenage, Padme age. Padme was very young, supposed to be young, in the prequels. I think that would be cool. I think that would be cool.
I think we see her next season. I see we see her at the beginning of season 2. That'll be like a beginning of it, and we'll start seeing, because they'll start. It's too soon to bring a Skywalker in.
Yeah.
That's
after everything we just said. Yeah. But I think if you can get past the slow pace from the first one, by the third one, I think you might be hooked. And I have hope for this one. I think it's gonna be good. It's gonna be very different, though. It's gonna be very different. You already got somebody saying shit for the first time, I think, in any Star Wars, the first curse word. So people are saying like, "Oh, sex is official." I was like, "Did you not see the Clone Wars?" I was like, "I'm like, do you know how babies are made?" It's like, because Luke and Leia were born. So, but I guess there was like unshown sex scene in this one, and it's very gritty. It's very different. I think most people, I think most Star Wars fans might like it if they give it a chance.
That's most things. If they give him a chance, and you know what, I hope that the writers keep going the way they're going to go. Do not bend to all these people saying, "Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this." Keep on going the way you want to go.
Yeah.
Build the story the way you need to, because we need to just follow it. Just shut up.
Yeah. Don't pull a rock. change the trailer a few hours later. But I'm thinking, but hating on popular shows is definitely a thing now. It's the thing to do. And some deserve it. I'm not gonna lie, some deserve it. Some, they just go so hard in the paint where it's just like you push other people to like it unnecessarily. And that's the thing it's really like, I know, going a little rant right now, especially being on Twitter a lot more, not because of Spoiler Kings and Nerd Huddle. And seeing people like saying like, oh, looking back, Batman v Superman was great. No, it's not.
It's not.
You
it's
need
terrible.
To shut your damn mouth. But on the other end, you have like, oh man, Captain America, the First Avenger. That's a great movie. No, it's not. Like, shut up. Like, and that's the thing is like, you have these like, they get pushed so much that they're like, oh, you know what? That thing I hated, I love it now. I was like, why? Because you hate it.
After listening to Den of Nerds, I honestly got to say, I understand where he's coming from. He's right. There's either people that love it for one reason, and there's people on the other end. It's very few people in the middle that just say, let's just go on a journey. Let's see what it is. Everyone wants to tell you what's right. And I think that's part of, we have too many toxic fanboys that are doing these things instead of just go with it. See where it takes you. And then at the end of the journey, if you don't like it, you can voice your displeasure. But for now, how about you just enjoy where we're going?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if they're like, the toxic thing that's definitely spread around too, but overly positive is also
that too. That's a problem too. Oh, I love everything they do. No, how about we just some things are wrong. How about Skywalker was terrible. That it was a terrible movie.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but it was like trying to build on a shitty turd.
Already terrible idea.
Yeah. So it's hard to build on something like that. But yeah. I mean, but there was something I saw where somebody said there's always been a group of people that say this X destroyed Star Wars. Back then, Ewoks killed Star Wars. Prequels killed Star Wars. The animation killed Star Wars. Oh, this killed Star Wars. Now like the prequel or the sequels killed Star Wars. And now the shows are killing Star Wars. It's since the 80s, there's always been something killing Star Wars, and people still love it. Like Star Wars Theory loves the prequels. I don't
either.
And I don't hate him for liking the prequels. I was like, cool, that's your thing, man.
But I also don't hate the prequels. It's not my favorite. I can enjoy it for what it is. The story gave me part of the story. It gives me enough information. I'm okay with that. I just don't. It's not something I want to rewatch a lot. But
honestly,
it's necessary though, and I'm okay with it being necessary. I'm okay with the story, the way we going, and let's just enjoy the ride. And if you just don't like something, say it.
Yeah.
All right, so that's kind of where we are right now. I want to know how everyone else likes Andor. So if you're seeing this and you see our video, please get in the comments. Let us know what you're thinking about Andor. What you think about the first 3 episodes. Where do you think they're going to go from here?
Spoiler alert.
Oh, spoiler alert.
Spoiler.
Sorry. We'll cut that out. But I just want to know where you guys think we're going from here. And, do you enjoy it? Do you want to see more? Are you going to give it enough chance and be open-minded enough to give it an opportunity to go? Let us know in the comments, and we're going to head to our next topic.